Yeah, I wish we had answers for that.
The great thing that's happened, for the longest time, whenever I had an interview, I would complain about how I didn't have an agent. And I was like, God damn it, I can't get an agent, and I don't have an agent, and I just complained all the time. And then finally, after complaining during so many interviews, somebody called me from LA and was like, we can't believe you don't have an agent. Do you want to be represented by us? And I was like, yes! So I honestly, that's such a great question, because I honestly was like, oh, I'm going to be on this TV show. And that's like, I can't think of anything better than that. Like, literally, I can't imagine anything better. And I was just like, oh, stuff's just gonna be rolling in. I'm just gonna like not have to think about it anymore. And that's not at all what happened. And so I'll audition for stuff, and it's, I don't know, I guess people are like, well, you just sound like Pam. Which is like, oh, okay, I understand that. But yeah, I don't know how it works. I wish I did.
Yeah, I think having a good agent really is the key.
Yeah.
Somebody who's actually going to go out there and go to bat for you, saying, hey, I've got Pam from our show, I've got Krieger. I don't have an agent either, like I just run rogue. And so, for me, it's just like, man, nobody's calling me.
But I think, I don't know, I just don't understand any of it. And because this is my first, like, big television thing, and so I just don't get how it works yet, and so I guess I just have to be in the business longer so I can understand how it works.
Yeah.
No calls from Dunkin' Donuts about fair call spokesman?
No, and why? You need to be my agent, sir. You need to be my agent. Yeah.
You mentioned earlier that some of your lines were improvised. Do you think you have any favorite moments that came about from that?
Gosh, I don't know.
No.
And we're usually recording at like 10:30 in the morning.
Yeah, so our improv skills aren't the sharpest because it's so early. Like we really just woke up. And so sorry.
Yeah, sorry.
We
What a
don't
bummer
have a better
answer.
answer. Yeah, glasses.
Hi.
Hi.
I was wondering, like, what avenues you guys imagine your characters going towards. Like, do you ever have like any, like, how cool would it be, like, if
Man,
you did this?
if Krieger can just get on a damned mission at some point. I just want to go on a mission, man. That's all I want. I was convinced that in Space Race, because it was a two-parter, right? And I was like, oh man, I think he's gonna get in there, and then there's stowaways, and I'm like, fuck, it's not him. And then I'm like, oh wait, but there's more, and there's like, they're in trouble, and so maybe Krieger. No, I just want to get on it, right? The local congressman.
Obama's in town tonight. We can talk to him about this.
Can you help out with that corpse disposal?
Hey man, if that becomes his bag, like right on, just bring me along because I can get rid of a corpse. He's so useful, whereas the head of HR isn't necessarily useful on a mission. But she goes on
But I have
every
an
one.
awesome vagina.
This is true.
I could also use to dispose of a body.
Yeah, man, that is a good zingo.
Sorry about that.
Krieger
Anybody?
needs to get one?
How about you right here?
Whose idea was it for the Raptor outtake episodes on the
Oh, that was Adam, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Just Adam, and man, it fell flat in the first.
People hate
People were pissed. If you guys are aware of that, like in the first DVD, there's the unaired pilot, and they just replaced Archer with a velociraptor. And so it just like growls and everything, but it's just everything. The rest of the episode is as normal. And they thought it was so funny, and then it like shit the bed, and people were angry about it, and it was like, but it continued on, and that's where it's comedy gold, because they did it again, and that's just like, just stick with it, because it is funny.
Yeah.
But sometimes you just gotta tell people it's funny before they catch on.
It was hilarious from the first one.
Yeah, I know, but you were in a minority, my friend.
Oh, back there, Velvet Voice. I remember you.
Oh!
Velvet Voice.
Yep.
All right, how is it working with direction whenever you're in the booth?
It's the greatest thing of all time. Because in the booth, you're not only reading the script, right? So like I come from a total theater background, and the fact that I don't have to learn lines is amazing. And if you're just not sure, Adam's right there, and he's telling you exactly how he wants it done. And if you're doing it a certain way and he changes his mind, he'll just give you a new direction, and you just go in that direction until you get it right. And it's like, it's so awesome to have somebody right there just guiding you along, because it's his vision. And so it's so perfect. And voiceover is the best job ever.
And I feel like he knows us well enough now that he knows, like, he can say something very simple, like, say it with a smile, and he knows that he'll get the read that he wants. and he's not afraid. A lot of directors are afraid to give you a line reading because it's not cool to do that. But sometimes you need it. Sometimes you don't. You're not getting it. And he wants something specific, so he's just gotta tell you what it is.
Yeah.
And I'm totally fine with
No,
it.
I'm down with it. It makes
do
it all
day.
easier.
Yeah,
Right.
totally.
Yes.
How often with voiceovering do they recommend you changing your voice up?
Changing your what?
Changing your voice. Do they a lot of times ask you to change your voice a little bit, a lot, not at all?
No, I mean, I think it's, that's all character based, right? So whoever the character is. And I remember when I first went in with Krieger, I was, really kind of lowering it and getting kind of sinister and stuff like that. And it was, it was the first episode was the Killing Utney, was the dinner party, where I introduced Fister Roboto and all that kind of stuff. And so I was like really dark, and they were like, nah, be more you, but act like you got a lot of stuff in your mouth. And so I was like, all right. And so I did that. And if you watch the first episode that Krieger talks, he kind of sounds drunk because everything I'm doing, I'm kind of doing like this. But then they got rid of that. They was like, just be you, just do it like you. Yeah.
That's really funny. And I feel like sometimes the only time they'll sometimes be like, oh, but be more Pam. And so they have to tell me to be more Pam, especially if it's like we've taken a break, well, right now we're on a break, so when we go back, it usually takes a little while to get back into it. Or because sometimes, like certain things, because I'm Southern, like I don't have a thick Southern accent, but there's certain things that I say that are like, it just sounds so Southern. Anything that's got two O's next to it, like next to each other, I'm gonna sound really Southern. So they'll be like, oh, well, we just can't do that. Or sound more Pam, or don't sound so Southern. So that's what I'll get.
This is sort of an offbeat question, but would either of you ever consider an ocelot for a pet or any type of wildcat for a pet?
Would we ever consider an ocelot or any form of wildcat for a pet?
I love this question.
No way. I'm not gonna, no.
I would.
Tear the shit out of your house. It's not like ocelots know what a litter box is.
You can teach it, right?
I don't know, man. Go for it.
I don't know, maybe.
Go for it with ocelot ownership.
Oh, sorry, let's get him and then I'll
Yeah,
come back
Cliff.
to you. Yeah.
So I know one of the big reasons people go in the entertainment is the money, but the second is groupies. And now we're famous to do for Dad's Garage Improv, now the TV show. What's your favorite groupie? Give us a detailed example.
Great question.
Man, first of all, here's the deal. Don't go into show business if you're doing it for the money, because honestly, it is 0.00001% of anybody that goes into it makes really any money that they can get by on.
But do go into it if it's for the groupies.
Yeah, absolutely. The fans, the fans are awesome. And the Dragon Con, when I was here this past year, is the first time, and I was I floored that suddenly somebody was dressed up as a character that I voice, and I was like, what is going on? This is the most awesome thing on the planet! And so I go running up to him, right? This is this dude, and I'm like, oh my god, dude, that is so great! Oh my god, I love your costume! He's like, thanks, man. And I'm like, I play Krieger. And he's like, oh my god! So the dude is like, yeah, so it's like that is so much more rewarding than a paycheck, because dude, money comes and money goes. But when you got somebody that really loves your character so much that they want to dress up like him, it's so fucking cool. It's really great.